We're going to move on to Chelsea Handler, guys. So you have been forewarned that unfortunately there is a video to go along with this. Should we start with the video, Mary, or should we just go right into it?
Well, basically, Chelsea Handler
Birth control.
has made a video topless recently telling men that they should get a vasectomy because it's a feminist move.
Should we watch it?
So, yeah, let's just react to the horror.
You've been warned, guys. Hold on. Is there audio problems here?
Oh, hello. It's me, Chesty Handlerberg. You caught me giving myself a mammogram. All good, you too. As a woman with natural breasts, not that that has anything to do with this, it is time to explore vasectomies. Since the beginning of time, women have been ducking and diving and dodging pregnancy face first or Pikachu first. And frankly, they're exhausted. We've had to listen to men say things like,
but using a condom doesn't feel so good, or can't you just take birth control, or just forgot to pull out.
Enough, you horny little pigs in blankets. Do you know how painful it is to get an IUD placed? It feels like a mousetrap in your uterus. And sometimes those things don't even catch all the mice. And birth control? You think I want to be an adult woman with acne? Or have mood swings? Or get a period so heavy it feels like the Hoover Dam just broke? I don't. Everybody already hates women enough. I don't need my insides to join in on the fun. Women are tired of making concessions for men, especially in the bedroom. We have already been through enough letting you wear socks while you penetrate us. So man up, men, and if you can't do that, enjoy the company of your hand. Vasectomies. One snip and that's it.
I would rather rub my hand with sandpaper before touching her. Sorry.
It's just the unnecessary crudeness is really what bothers me about female comics these days. Like, why are the only jokes you can make about your genitalia and sex? Like, that's it. And I don't like when male comics do it either. It's not creative, but like, it seems to be the only thing that the female comics rely on for clapter, basically. Yeah. And she doesn't even have an audience for this. It's just odd when Chelsea Handler, the self-proclaimed feminist, is on the same page with the red pill PUAs. Like, recently I saw a tweet from @RationalMale that said the quickest path to becoming a high-value man: number 1, don't get married. 2, avoid family creation. 3, vasectomy in your 20s. 4, lift consistently. 5, eliminate sedations. 6, learn game and networking. 7, play to your strengths, build wealth. And 8, resist easing up on your focus. I think Chelsea Handler would get on board with that message because it means that men won't start families.
I think it's so telling that
There's a $20 one right there. Hold on, Dane.
CK said Chelsea Handler, the human epitome of doth protest too much.
Kinda, like, cause she goes so hard in one direction. She goes so hard in one direction though, and I think there's a fair statement there. 2 more there.
Big super chat from Joe Schmo 32 Electric Boogaloo.
Welcome back, Joe Schmo.
Said, I don't want to hear about Chelsea, so I'd like to say Guardians 3 rocked. Didn't need to be an MCU expert to get it. The villain's motivation was that he did not believe in God and therefore did not value life.
I'm going to see it this week. So
Interesting.
I will be seeing it.
Bullet Shepherd said, not just my opinion. FBI, before they were woke, the FBI is woke now, that's the problem, investigated and Venona Papers?
I thought it was the Venora Papers. I could be wrong with that.
Revealed Oppenheimer to be a member of the Communist Party in the USA, also met with foreign commies.
There you go.
Interesting.
I do want to go back up to, apparently, let's spend a couple of minutes on each of these because these were big super chats. I do agree that Chelsea Handler she makes ttoo many comments.
Yes. Thank you.
Alec Baldwin agrees. Alec Baldwin doesn't like Chelsea Handler either. Can you tell? Jesus. He's gonna...
It's the gunshots for me.
That was Kellen's idea. That was Kellen's idea. That was I would never be so insensitive until I was like, that's disgusting.
It was 1 bullet, not 3.
I was like, Kellen, that's disgusting. I love it. Let's do it again. Look, Chelsea Handler does protest too much and she focuses too much on this stuff, right? Like,
it's all she does, just like Emrata. All they do for a living at this point is complain about men.
Yeah.
Like, just stop associating with men if you hate them so much.
It's also
but
kind
you're
of
a
in the-
sex addict, so you won't.
Well, it's also in the Taylor Swift camp of like, maybe after 30 bad experiences, it's time to start considering the possibility that you're the problem.
Yeah, you're the common denominator in
And-
all
and-
of your failed relationships with men.
And what she says
I
in this,
wonder why.
what I get from this video from her is that there is an eternal struggle for women to make sure that they can take as little responsibility as possible for any and all aspects of their life. This is a broad generalization, but you know what? In the free world, you are responsible for your own body. So if a guy says to you, "Oh, I don't want to wear a condom," then you choose to either not have sex with him, or you take the birth control, or you abstain, or you let him do it and risk the consequences. You're a free human being. You're supposedly an adult. You can make these decisions for
Isn't
yourself.
Chelsea Handler postmenopausal anyway? She doesn't have to worry about pregnancy anymore.
There you go.
It's over for her.
See
but
the-
anyway, it's kind of ironic that she's complaining about the negative effects on your health that come from taking hormonal birth control. You're only allowed to complain about those negative effects when you're doing it to shame men into getting vasectomies or taking some form of birth control themselves, which they're trying to develop and failing
There's
at.
two more $20 ones right there. One from Fresh Meat $9.99,
Yes.
which is not one I've ever seen before.
Since you guys are in your eras so much, if you go through an Italian phase, is it a marinara?
Well, I eat pizza like
Good one.
I eat pizza like every weekend, so I'm pretty much always in my marinara.
Love that for
Like
you.
that's pretty much always true.
It was serving.
It was, for the most. Oh, that was good.
Okay.
That was good. And then one from Convincing
Convincing
Reality.
reality said she's beyond the point it matters if someone is firing blanks. Odd that these types of women would rather have the sum total of their potential random flings sterilized than say, quote, not without a rubber, or sterilize themselves.
That's what I'm saying. Also, maybe what she should do, what we should really test is whether it works, because we just found out that, who was it? Was it Jack Nicholson? Who is it that just had his 7th kid? Robert De Niro.
That was Nick Cannon, right?
No, Robert De Niro just had his 7th.
Oh, Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Those are rookie numbers for Nick Cannon.
Right, yeah.
But he's 79, so having a kid at 79 is impressive.
Is it? I thought that it didn't matter for men what,
No,
what
your
age they are.
I believe your sperm count definitely starts to deplete after a
does,
certain period
it
of time.
does.
So he's like, literally in one of the articles, it said like, my swimmers are strong. You know?
It's so unbecoming to be 50 something and still be like, my angles, I'm hot. You know,
Yes.
it's like J-Lo's like, dude, J-Lo, grow. Like,
Yeah, but J-Lo is smoking hot
go
sticks, so she's allowed.
home.
See, I'm allowed to be a hypocrite here. See, J-Lo can do it all she wants because J-Lo is smoking hot. Chelsea Handler, she basically just looks like a bunch of like.
I think
no.
she's still good looking, but that's not the point though. It's about like the dignity that you're supposed to have in that later stage of life. I feel like Kate Middleton perfectly embodies this, is that when you're no longer in the prime of your beauty and your youth, then there's something more meaningful that you should be engaging in life as a woman. But now that we have taken away from women what makes them so potent and different and unique, which is their capacity to create and sustain life, then they're kind of this awkward third thing that we don't really know what to do with in society, and then they end up making cringy videos on Instagram like Chelsea Handler.
Yeah, I heard any swapping bodily fluids with Chelsea Handler is how the devil gets inside you. So
Wow.
I'm going to avoid.
You could say that for a lot of women, actually,
yes,
these
that's
days.
that's probably absolutely true.
You never know if there's a portal to hell down there.
Well, I mean, it's more than likely like if you fall into the portal hell from Chelsea Handler, that's your own fault. Like you should have been warned off way before you got to that point. Like I'm just saying, right?
Yeah. She also made another video on Instagram I wanted to react to about one night stands, essentially claiming that they are a building block of your personality.
I mean, hers, yeah.
Sounds
I know.
Stand game. Nothing.
There's
will
another
teach
20
you
buck
what
one.
you like and
Oh,
what you
hold
thank
on
God.
one
Go ahead.
second. High Voltage 75 said, I just read about De Niro. There is a 51-year age difference between his oldest child and the new one. His oldest child is old enough to be its grandparent.
Oh my
LOL.
God.
It's
Maybe
grandparent.
even its great grandparent. I don't think we know the sex of the baby
That
yet,
is
right?
That is amazing.
That's wild.
I would rather talk about that than Chelsea Handler in whatever she's wearing here.
you don't like faster. Maybe you don't like missionary or cowgirl or a reverse triple axel back handspring into a double tuck.
That's because you'd break your hip if you did that.
dismount.
Grandma.
I dated a figure skater once. You know how you can figure all that out right away? a one-night stand. Plus,
she really is pushing for like the degradation
Like, this
of
is
society.
literally someone
Be a
possessed
bad-
by demons.
Like, and as somebody who doesn't give a crap if somebody has one night stands, there's a large gap between me not caring if you do it and me telling society that it's a inherently good thing to help advance your personality.
She's like a horny teenage boy. Like, I don't get it.
nobody tries as hard as they do on the first time. Let's face it. Here's the best part. If you didn't enjoy it, you never have to see that person again. Time saved.
That sounds like a cope. Nobody ever wants to see her again. And she's like, yeah.
It's like Chelsea Handler when her ability to pair bond has just been destroyed.
It's so
I don't
gross.
even know. I don't even want to know how many digits are in that body count.
I don't.
She's walked the earth for too long.
It's gotta be triple.
It's insane. And I saw a tweet this morning where someone said, like, it's supposed to be a white pill that the average body count for women in the US is like under 10. Under 10?
You know.
Like, where are our standards anymore?
She's triple digits, 100%.
Maybe even more than that.
That's
No way, 1,000?
She, you know, I mean, at the very least, she's keeping a lot of STD clinics
Dude, it's gotta be wow.
in business, I'm sure.
It's actually plausible that it's close to 1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, I
mean, she's preaching to people that this is the correct lifestyle.
Well,
yeah, it's all so gross and makes me like, no, just no.
And then all of the comments I saw were just,
Go queen.
yeah, like one said, did someone say coronation? Because the new queen has just been crowned. Thank you for this important PSA, penis service announcement.
Are there male analogs to this nowadays? Like, are men allowed to
I mean,
What do you mean?
The red pill community.
It's literally the red pill men, because
Yeah, but that's not mainstream. I'm talking mainstream.
it's becoming
dude, they
incredibly
are-
mainstream.
They're
Andrew
not
Tate.
hanging out in the same circles as Chelsea Handler.
They are the internet right now.
But they're-
Andrew Tate is, as he says he is, the most influential person on the internet for men, especially young men.
I'm talking
Which is
more,
like-
I'm talking with the Hollywood space. That's the internet space. I'm talking the Hollywood space. She's a mainstream preaching to normies.
Well, in the Hollywood space, the women get all the platform.
Yes.
So it doesn't really
that's
matter
that,
anyway.
well, that's why the
But
question I'm asking. I
you
said,
can
is
have
there even,
more influence on the internet
Yeah.
just tweeting at an audience at this point than having the traditional medium. And the tweet that I read out telling men that they should become a high value man by getting a vasectomy and never having a family and making money until
doesn't-
they're well late in life. It's actually just liberal feminism, but repackaged for men. It's the same thing. It's get your bag queen, but for men.
I mean,
It's like boxed wine and cat litter for men.
but for
it's
the
the
men,
same thing.
For a lot of like, oh, there's a $20 one right there.
From CK, you can tell she's absolutely terrified of getting older, losing cultural relevance, being invisible to younger men, irrelevant among younger women. She's right on course to adopting 5 chihuahuas or a small African child.
I don't.
Isn't that the
I don't even
truth?
think, I don't even think she'd go that route. I don't think she likes children or kids. I don't think she would do that. I think she's too selfish to do that.
I think a lot of people in Hollywood who don't want to go about the traditional route of surprise, surprise, having sex and then getting pregnant from having sex, they adopt a bunch of African children instead.
See, Robert De Niro hates, Alec Baldwin hates Chelsea Handler so much he went off twice in this segment. It was, you're right, it wasn't 3 gunshots.
Yeah.
It wasn't 3 gunshots. Fake news. We're fake news here. Just whatever you guys do, if Chelsea Handler's walking by you, walk the opposite direction and then take some type of antibiotic when you're done. Just if you're in the same air. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
It's also ironic that she started this video topless because it's just totally unrelated.
It's got nothing to do with it.
And then
She's
we'll
just-
complain about being objectified by men.
Yeah.
Like the only reason that people clicked on the video is because your tits are out.
They want to be objectified. They just want to be objectified on their terms.
It's about clinging to that plausible deniability.
I get annoyed when people talk about, I was actually talking to someone yesterday about the argument of like, when women dress up to go out, right? And they say we do it for us. And then people say, no, you do it for the attention of men. But the truth is The answer is somewhere closer to the middle. Everyone wants to look good and feel good. And when you get the attention of the opposite sex or whoever you're interested in, that validation fuels that feeling. It's never so black and white as one or the other.
It's for themselves, it's for other women, it's for gay men, it's for straight men.
Yeah.
Everyone has mixed intentions in doing things, but honestly, people don't even try to look good anymore. So.
And I never want to know what the handler is. Nobody best ever tell me or describe whatever the hell.
What did she call herself? Like Chesty Handlerberg?
Yeah. It was they said it up here. It was like Chesty.
Why?
Because she's awful.
Who writes this material for her? I know it's not hers.
Chesty Handlerberg. Also remember, this isn't something that she just whipped up in like posted, oh my gosh, I'm so funny. There's editing that went into this. There's sound effects.
It's scripting, lighting.
Yes. Like, it's BS.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I literally feel my brain going into sleep mode with this story.
Just think, if her dad had taken her advice, we wouldn't have to deal with this.
Oh, no.
Damn.
Just saying.
I won't say that. It just...
Hey, I'm just taking her thoughts to the logical conclusion that if her dad had listened to her, we wouldn't have to hear about this crap.
It's also just still not even holding men accountable for their side, the culpability that they have, that they share for casual sex being the norm now, and like hookup culture and promiscuity. It's still not holding them accountable. It's just coming up with a band-aid solution that doesn't make them stop using women as receptacles for masturbation.
If anything, it encourages
it to continue and become even more widespread. But I think more people are waking up to that, being a problem, and possibly, looking for commitment.
The term cope initially can sound like a dismissive insult, but in all honesty, pretty much every time I've seen people use cope, it's fairly accurate.
Yeah.
Like this is textbook a cope.
Well, it's hard to know for sure, because like we're kind of attributing our own interpretation of why she's doing this on there, but it makes sense. Right?
I wanted to address this too. We talked about this before the show. Vasectomies aren't actually reversible.
Not always.
It's not that cut and dry.
Yeah.
It's not that
cut and dry.
That snip and dry.
Snip and dry.
But I looked it up, and they say that it's reversible as a marketing ploy, basically. The longer that you go without reversing it, the less likely it is that it's possible to reverse it.
Really?
So with each passing year, you're less likely to be able to reverse it. And that means that it would basically sterilize a bunch of men in their early 20s.
Well, she would love that. Because they're all nihilists.
What do you do with them then? Because once you have this permanent class of, we've got one from Nate Parrott. If it was for themselves, women would be dressed to the nines at home. Well, how do you know they're not? Are you in their homes?
Yeah, Nate.
I've done that.
Well, all I'm saying is that it's never so cut and dry as to put all the blame or culpability one place, right? Like everyone who goes out and wears something, and hopefully wears something that they feel like they look good in. Yes, you want to look good to other people. That's human. Look good to other people. That's human nature. But you also want to look good for yourself. But it's about the attention from the other person as well. So it's always falls somewhere closer to the middle. Nobody wants to go out or should want to go out knowing they look like crap. Mm-hmm. That shouldn't be a thing. Mm-hmm. At the very end, it's like, and I don't dress up when I go out, but I just wear stuff that I feel confident enough in because it's what I like to wear.
Right.
Nobody ever admits that these things are never so cut and dry. And that's one of the hardest parts about a lot of shows like this, or when you talk about topics like this, because everyone wants to put the blame or the cause to one area where it sounds the most shocking. And it's not the truth.
Mm-hmm. The point I'm making is, if all of these men watching the video listened to her and took her instructions, they got vasectomies, they never create families, they never have marriage because that's antiquated, right? Yep. They're gonna become the lonely incels that are dangerous to society that the media class in Hollywood keeps complaining about. Men who are alienated like that are dangerous to society. It's a fact. Like, I don't know what problem she thinks she's solving.
She's not solving a societal problem. She's just trying to make sure that she can have as much sex as possible without having to worry about getting pregnant, without having
She's
to do...
48. She's not going to get pregnant.
She wants to make
That's
sure
the craziest part of this video. She doesn't have to worry about getting pregnant anymore.
She wants to make sure that as many women as possible don't have to take responsibility for their own reproductive health.
It is definitely, as one person said, rooted in a deep resentment and envy of younger women who still have a chance at living a more fulfilled life.
Yeah.
It seems that way.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.